Ya, bertemu lagi di sesi kedua. Kita akan nonton video sekarang. Nonton video di dalam video. Silakan tolong cermati dan semoga kalian paham. Au, au, au. Kemudian di video selanjutnya ini saya bakal ngebahas dulu aja ya video yang ini. Tadi dikasih tahu kalau misal penggunaan kertas, kemudian tadi wet on wet juga dibahas, diperlihatkan gitu ya. Nah untuk apa namanya ngasih kayak garis tepi yang untuk, karena kalau misalnya cat air tuh garis tepi itu mesti ditutup gitu, maksudnya mesti ditimpa pakai si bukan double tap, lakban kertas, karena di si lakban kertas apa namanya untuk merintangi si misalnya si warnanya untuk tidak keluar keluar garis gitu. Itu sebenarnya untuk lebih rapi sih, lebih rapi aja kayak gitu. Nah, kemudian tadi ada yang penggunaan pensil juga. Nah, untuk penggunaan misalnya sketch-nya itu di lebih tebal, itu hasilnya bakal flat justru, bakal tidak menarik untuk cat air. Tapi ketika misalnya memberikan si garis outline yang lebih tipis, kemudian dihapus kembali, sedikit dihapusnya untuk misalnya patokan aja sebetulnya. Nah itu lebih baik seperti itu, gitu. Karena eh, apa namanya cat air itu memang eh, kebanyakan tidak menggunakan sketsa yang tebal gitu, karena mereka ingin menonjolkan sisi cat airnya gitu. Atau feel cat air itu mesti lebih ditonjolkan dibanding dengan menggunakan sketsa dan lain-lain seperti itu. Itu mungkin untuk di video yang yang ini. Kemudian kita lanjut ke video selanjutnya.
Hi there, my name is Jane. I'm a watercolor artist, and in this video I will show you a few ways to create interesting watercolor effects. To use these techniques, you don't really need fancy art supplies or anything. They are very easy and they can really enrich your painting and give it more visual interest. Also, they can suggest textures such as animal fur, frost, foliage, clouds, and so on. You are probably familiar with some of them, but let's see what we can do with them. For the first one, we will be using clean water. Paint a watercolor wash and let it sit for about 2 minutes. Then add a few drops of clean water next to each other. Let it dry, and that's that. So simple. I love painting clouds or portrait backgrounds with this technique. The tricky part is only how long should you wait before adding water, because this depends on the type of paper you use. Student grade paper dries faster than cotton paper, so if you are using a professional one, you might need to wait a bit longer. The other effect is a very popular watercolor trick with salt. Paint a watercolor wash and sprinkle some kitchen salt on top of it, and voila! Let it sit and dry. Make sure you use salt right away and that your wash is really watery. You can also experiment with different kinds of salt as they give you different results on every type of paper. Next effect I will show you today is similar to the first one, except instead of clean water, you will use alcohol. Add few drops of it into your wash, preferably also let the wash sit for a bit beforehand, and you will see what kind of magic happens. This particular effect is one of my favorites lately. I put it everywhere I can, especially in the background or even as a clothing pattern when you are into creating portraits. So it's only up to you, however you want to use it, just experiment with it and have fun. For the next effect, I will be using texture medium. You can get it in a local art store probably for around €7, so not very expensive. You should mix the medium with your watercolor paint, which makes the paint much thicker. So when you paint a wash, you should be able to grab a tissue and use it as a stamp to create this kind of texture. For the last effect, I will be using granulation medium. Granulation is something that some pigments do naturally, but adding granulation medium enhances this effect. Basically, it looks like a rough texture. I often use it to suggest animal fur or anywhere I need to paint a rough surface to an object. Granulation medium is actually a cheaper way to get your paints to granulate. There is also another way, and that is to purchase granulating paints. I use Daniel Smith brand that have granulating paint, so you don't have to mix anything. You can just use the paint straight from the tube and it already granulates. Here are all 5 of our effects together, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that it inspired.
Nah, dari video ini kalian dikasih tahu untuk apa namanya berbagai efek ya, efek dari apa namanya air. Nah, tadi ada yang ditambahkan air, ada yang ditambahkan garam juga, ada yang ditambahkan alkohol, dan kemudian ada yang pakai tisu, dan tadi yang terakhir ada granul. Nah, itu maksudnya granulnya itu tidak harus pakai medium-medium yang tadi untuk watercolor dan lain-lain. Tidak harus sih sebetulnya. Karena pakai cat air langsung pun bisa gitu. Karena itu apa namanya untuk memunculkan kayak efek-efek bukan gelombang ya, kayak ya granulation sih sebetulnya ya. Maksudnya efek-efek yang bertekstur, sorry, yang tidak plain gitu sih. Nah, kalian tuh bisa explore sendiri mau seperti apa, mau menggunakan yang mana dan lain-lain, silakan. Gitu. Ini ada 4 video, kita lanjut langsung ke video selanjutnya. Ada 4 ada 5 ya. 5.
There shouldn't be any pores of water. Once you have that, load up your brush with any color of your choice. And when water paper is still wet, apply the paint to the top and the bottom of the paper and then blend it out towards the center without keeping the middle part really light. This is going to be the first part of the effect. Now, while the paper is still wet, we can start adding mountains or trees starting at the center. As you can see, I simply dab on slightly darker blue paint to the paper, creating these triangle shapes that just blend into the background. This is similar to the previous technique where I showed you how to create depth in your painting. You want to make sure that you still keep some white space and just lightly blend out the tree shape. So basically, we want to see a light silhouette of the trees poking out while disappearing into the fog at the same time. And then repeat the steps with a few more trees to create several rows. Now let everything completely dry, and then we can move on to the second row of trees that is slightly less covered in the fog. This time use a slightly darker version of the same color we chose, and then add more trees the same way. But since the paper is dry, the outlines of the trees will be a lot sharper, so they are kind of more in focus, and they won't blend into the background. But to keep the effect, paint the top part of the trees that's poking out of the fog, and then blend out the bottom half with a clean damp brush. As you can see, I didn't make the trees super detailed, I just simply dabbed on paint while recreating the shape of the tree. But of course, you can look at a reference picture and decide what type of tree you want to paint. Add as many trees as you want, just make sure you don't add too many at once or you might cover all of the space. Also, depending on how close or far away the trees are, you can play around with how dark or light you want to paint the trees. I want to keep the scenery really foggy, so only a few tree tops were darker than the rest. Let everything dry again, and then we can focus on the foreground of the tree. Here I work rather in layers and covered up a bigger part of the lower area to create a silhouette of the trees, similar to the scenery in one of my previous videos where I showed you how to pick up multiple layers. These trees are in the foreground, so they are darker and also less covered in fog. But depending on how you want to make the scenery look like, again, you can still play around with how light or dark you want the trees to be, really depending on how much fog or mist you want to create. I also then wait for the paint to dry before I add it in the layer, but when I painted it wet and wet to create a very loose proportion between the trees. Here I also darken the silhouette every time I add a new layer. I add a little bit of dark brown so it's even darker. And also rather depth on the paint, I didn't try to put everything super neatly. And I really like the pattern I created. And this is a very quick and abstract way to create fog in your painting. Now the next effect is rather adventurous. Here we are going to create sun rays that shine through the clouds on a very gloomy day, but at the same time it can also be rain. Because for this technique I'll be moving the paper around, I tip it down to the backside of the watercolor block. I started off by applying a little bit of water to the upper part of the paper and then added some blue colored paint. Since I wanted the paint to move downwards, I'm pulling the paper slightly up and then I repeat the step. I left out some space and applied a little bit of water and paint and made it run downwards. The white space I left out will be the area where the sun will shine through later. So I continued to build up the intensity of the paint so you can see it looked really interesting because I was really curious at how it will look in the end. Now to create texture and to add clouds, I soaked up some of the paint with a tissue paper. And from here I build up the intensity and the darkness of the color even more. But to make the sun rays or the rain itself, at some point I only added cooling water while holding the paper slightly vertically. So the water moves downwards while pushing away the paint. So this way we create a smooth transition between light and the blue sky in the background. It's really complicated to explain, I think, because it actually was just experimenting and playing around. I really wanted to see how it would turn out, and I really like how the breeze and the water creates a neat pattern. And this is how the first layer came to life. And once the first layer was dry, it looked like this. Now you can actually use this result for an under the ocean painting as well because the sea kind of looks like water as well, don't you think? But instead I added mountains and the trees the same way as my previous paintings and just played around with it. I think all these techniques give you so many options what you can do with them, so I hope it gave you some inspiration for your future art. If you haven't checked out my previous videos,
Ya, untuk video yang barusan, apa namanya tadi penggunaan wet on wet seperti apa, dan kemudian cara menimpanya seperti apa ya, maksudnya itu mesti kering dulu gitu ketika misalnya pengen menambahkan warna yang lain. Kecuali kalau misalnya pengen ngeblend warna itu sendiri, nah itu mesti nggak apa-apa tuh kalau misalnya masih basah tuh nggak apa-apa. Kayak gitu. Hasilnya tadi bisa dilihat sendiri bagaimana, bisa juga kalian praktekkan. Gitu. Dan selanjutnya, selanjutnya. Nih. Ya, kita percepat saja Masih panjang ternyata. Nanti saya kasih linknya ya. Untuk yang panjang-panjang. di sini lagi menggunakan penampakan dari mesin pulpen hitam dan putih. Itu kita cepat aja ya. Kalian juga bosan juga lihatnya. Nah, kita sampai di sini. Ya, sepertinya udah sampai di sini videonya. Nah, di sini juga kalian bisa lihat kalau misal di sini tadi ada yang sebenarnya ini tuh adalah teknik wet on dry gitu. Jadi dia nggak nge apa namanya ngebasahin dulu si kertasnya gitu. Kedua yang di langit tadi ya yang jadi langitnya dan kemudian di sini juga memperlihatkan kalau semisal tadi ketika warna tintanya catnya masih basah ketika bisa ditimpa lagi itu akan ngeblend kemudian pewarna-pewarna yang menumpuk ini tuh dia menunggu dulu sampai kering gitu dan hasil. Nah kalau untuk sebetulnya untuk si cat air itu lebih ekspresif ya. Karena si kita tidak bisa memprediksi nih si apa namanya si jalannya cat itu gimana, jalannya cat itu kemana gitu, bentuknya bakal seperti apa itu bakal sulit diprediksi, makanya dari itu si cat air itu lebih ekspresif dibandingkan apa namanya cat lainnya gitu. Nah ini untuk ini terakhir. Nah ini silahkan dilihat.
Two brushes what I'm using all the time on the screen right now. going to use that color.
Nah, ini saya percepat aja karena ini juga masih panjang, 17 menit. Nah,
Since you're comfortable with the
di
picture,
sini langsung ke sketsa.
by the way, you can see because of the size, it's very comfortable with a big brush like that. So this is a clear reproduction. Somewhere I'm gonna make it a little bit more yellow. Somewhere a little bit more gorgeous because of that reproduction. If I add inside the reproduction just a little bit indigo, I have a very nice and rich grayish color. A little bit cobalt. I have another one, really complicated grayish color. And look at that. So if we want to create a really, really old wall, this is what I like. A little bit Korean violet inside the green sienna, and we have a very nice brownish color. Just spray water a little bit to make this special effect of the old wall or something. And even for the sky, I took the cobalt and mixed the cobalt with the green Bronzian again. I'm continuing to play with my light art, just trying to make it more interesting when we talk about that really old wall. For instance, if I want to make it a little bit more reddish, I use the same Bronzian, the green violet, and we have a very nice color for the bricks. Okay. You see? A little bit more deep gold inside the same mix, and we have a very old wall. A little bit more deep gold inside the same mix, and another one with mixing. And wash out. That's another one reason why I like that color. It's really easy to wash out, like indigo as well. Indigo inside there. Prefer to use vinegar, sienna, and then use the just substitute the refill. Now I create the dark mix with dark mix. This part.
Nah, kita forward lagi karena di sini panjang. Ya. Nah, untuk video tadi bisa dilihat juga kalau misal apa namanya sketsanya emang lebih tipis juga. Nah itu untuk apa namanya eh, tidak terlihat jelas ketika misalnya nanti ditimpa oleh cat air. Dan kemudian tadi juga diperlihatkan kalau misalnya menggunakan wet on dry, kemudian tadi juga ada beberapa kali wet on wet ya, kemudian penggunaan hair dryer juga tadi dipakai untuk menimpa lagi si warna yang udah ada, dan kemudian dia lebih ekspresif gitu. Dan udah sih itu ya. Untuk link videonya nanti saya bakal cantumkan. Untuk materi kali ini mungkin seperti itu. Kemudian ya ada tugas. Ini tugas ini adalah untuk sampai UAS ya. Dan, oh ya, tadi saya mau membahas kalau misal ada tadi misalnya pulpen dulu kemudian nanti ditimpa oleh cat air itu bisa. Tapi penggunaannya adalah di apa namanya drawing pen. Itu drawing pen masih bisa. Tapi kalau misalnya pulpen biasa itu nggak bisa. Nah, karena mereka itu larut air gitu. Itu untuk tugasnya. Buatlah gambar gedung Nusa Kota dengan menggunakan cat air dengan ketentuan sebagai berikut. Dikerjakan di kertas A2, perspektif bebas. Semakin banyak perspektif yang sama, nilainya bakal semakin berkurang. Misalnya gini, contoh si A, si B, si C satu perspektif. Gitu. 3 atau sampai 5 itu nggak apa-apa. Tapi misalnya ada 6 orang dengan perspektif yang sama, atau 7 orang, itu nilainya bakal otomatis berkurang. Gitu. Kemudian perhatikan materi dan contoh. Materinya yang tadi saya kasih tahu tentang penggunaan tekniknya dan kertasnya, dan kemudian contoh pembuatan apa namanya karya menggunakan cat air seperti apa, itu tadi sudah saya sampaikan. Dan kemudian perhatikan juga harmoni warnanya. Penggunaan warna ini tuh sangat sangat vital. Terserah misalnya sekarang kalian mau menggunakan warna asli dari gedungnya, tapi kan di situ juga kalian mesti bisa bikin harmoni dari semua warna itu. Jadi biar tetap enak dilihat. Seperti itu. Apakah kalau misalnya di foto sih itu ada misalnya pengaturan tintnya gitu. Jadi kayak suasananya, moodnya mau dibikin dingin atau misalnya mau dibikin nuansa dingin dengan penambahan warna biru, atau nuansa panas dengan penambahan warna kuning atau merah dan lain-lain, itu silakan, terserah. Dan itu sebagai tugas UAS dikumpulkan nanti pas kalian UAS, dikumpulkan apa namanya UAS kelas B ya, yang hari Jumat gitu. Dan untuk tetap mesti upload sih di tiap jadwal kalian. Misalnya kelas A itu hari Selasa, kelas B hari Jumat ya. Atau hari Jumat atau hari Kamis ya. Seperti itu. Terima kasih banyak. Semoga kalian tetap baik dan semoga mengerti. Sampai jumpa.